What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to X-Men Expanding Universes, where today we have the fifth part of What If Kakarot Was Sent a Planet Cereal. All these parts have been building up to this episode, and I'm telling you guys, it's gonna be a banger. So, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and let's finish out this amazing week with part 5. After Kakarot would travel to Earth, he would discover his heart virus, but Granola would use the Cerealian Dragon Balls to try to get rid of it. Granola would return back from Cereal, with him then checking on Kakarot with a treat in hand, with Kakarot saying that for some reason, he feels like his heart virus is gone. Completely. Monito would ask Kakarot if he is sure, with Kakarot showing him as he would transform into a Super Saiyan. Granola and Monito would be glad to see Kakarot back in good conditions, with Kakarot then thanking the doctors for the medicine, but Miris would comment saying that all they gave him was basic medicine. They didn't expect that to cure a virus. Granola would then ask his brother what he wants to do now after seeing he's better, with Kakarot saying that now he's been cured of the heart virus, he wants to evolve Super Saiyan. Granola would smirk, saying he knew he'd say something like that, and that he will help his brother get there no matter what. Monito would say that they should run extra tests, with Granola saying that there's no time for that. Monito and Miris would be confused by this, and would keep it at the back of their minds. Kakarot and Granola would continue training and patrolling the universe, while Vegeta would go on missions, but also to Earth from time to time. He would be the people's champion, as well as Bulma's, with the humans showing gratitude, and Vegeta would like this recognition, as well as seeing Bulma. He would head to the Galactic Patrol HQ, where he would train with Kakarot and Granola, with the three becoming exponentially stronger. Kakarot would even go as far as to discover new levels of Super Saiyan in the forms of Grade 2 and 3. Months would pass, and they would soon enough be called to a meeting with the higher elites. Miris, alongside the Galactic King, would tell the elites that after monitoring Cold's forces, it would be confirmed that King Cold has claimed a new planet as his own, and has claimed it to become New Cold. Vegeta would bark towards the king, saying that they've been waiting in the shadows for too long, and now, with Cold focused on creating a new base, it's time to attack. Galactic King would agree, which would surprise Vegeta, with the king then stating that this is the opportunity that they are going to use to end off Cold's tyranny and liberate the universe. All the soldiers would cheer, with everyone preparing for battle. Kakarot and Granola would check in with Monito, telling them about the plan, with Monito saying that the two are ready. Monito would say that he would act as a support in the battle, with Kakarot thanking him and Granola telling him to stay away from the battlefield. Monito would say that he would only intervene if necessary, with a small figure coming out of the corner. It would be Piccolo Jr. Kakarot would ask Piccolo if he'll watch their back, with the small Namekian telling them to go to hell. Kakarot would then nervously scratch his head, with Granola remarking that Junior has been hanging out with Vegeta too much. Miris would gather the Galactic Patrol forces and prepare them for war against Cold's army, with half of the Galactic Patrol staying to guard the Galactic Prison. They would then head to New Cold, where Cold would be. The ships would appear above the planet, with them analyzing the planet, with there being no sign of Cold. They would then head down to the planet and enter the palace, where Kakarot and Granola would be back to back, looking around until they would hear a voice that would place a chill in their spine. They would look up to the throne, where Elec would be, with Kakarot being surprised, asking how is he alive? The other heaters would then step out of the shadows, with Oil saying that Kakarot is too much of a suck-up, and didn't end it when he should have. Kakarot would be angered, with him saying that this time he won't miss, as scum like them don't deserve to be behind bars. Granola would tell Kakarot and Vegeta to wait, with them asking why, until a death beam would be shot from the corner. Granola would counter it with a sniper shot, and would look on shocked, as the robotic Frieza and Cold would come out of the shadows. The three would look on surprised, with Vegeta demanding to know what's going on, with Elec saying that, as they were escaping planet Namek, they found Frieza's corpse roaming in space, and decided to fix him. They would use their resources to rebuild Frieza and make him their slave. Elec would say that later on, they had Metal Frieza be tested against his father, with the battle ending in a bloodbath, with them then going on to take over Cold's empire. Ever since then, they have gone on to upgrade the Frost Demons to become the Metal Frost Demons, and now they can take on the might of a Super Saiyan. Vegeta would shout to Elec, saying that he doesn't care how many allies he has, he's going to send them all to the gates of hell. Elec would smirk, saying we'll see. The three would then charge forward in their super forms, with Metal Frieza and Cold rushing them. Kakarot would begin to beat on Metal Frieza, and he would rip off his tail, but Metal Frieza would summon it back. Granola would try to fire pressure point shots, but the robotics of the Metal Frost Demons would trip them up. The three would begin to tire out, but would power up even more, until the heaters would jump in the battle and begin to pummel the three. On the outside, Mirrors would call out for Kakarot and Granola, with them then seeing many other ships come into view, with Frieza's army, or now Elec's army now, would charge towards the Galactic Patrol. Jocko would then tell Mirrors that they're under attack, with Mirrors saying he knows, as the Galactic Patrolmen then clash against Elec's army. Vegeta would be getting tuckered out, with Metal Cold pouncing forward, with Vegeta jumping back, as Oil would grab him and squeeze his body. Vegeta would look towards Oil, see that his seal is off. How is Oil in control of this form? Granola would be facing off against Maki and Metal Frieza, with Maki showing that she has control over her Berserk form, and Maki would explain that these guys aren't the only one who have been training. Granola would look on angered, as blood would begin to drip from his mouth. He would notice this, as he would clutch onto his heart. Elec would then explain that they have learned from their mistakes, and he has personally trained them to control their Berserk power. Vegeta would curse out, as he would be getting crushed, with Kakarot trying to free him until Gas tackles him out of the palace. Elec would shout to Gas to not ruin his palace, with Gas apologizing. Gas would say that ever since the universe began sprouting Goody Two-Shoes, his job has been getting harder. First his father, Bardock, then Manito, now the whole damn Galactic Patrol. Kakarot would charge forward and clash with Gas having the upper hand. Gas would continue by grabbing Kakarot by the face and rushing towards the surface and caving Kakarot into a crater. Kakarot's body would be broken, with him coughing out blood, as Gas continues to beat on Kakarot's body. Gas would say that no one has ever bested him and made him look weak in front of his brother, and for that, he will suffer. Gas would then slam a blade through Kakarot's stomach, with Kakarot spitting out blood. Kakarot would fall into his base form, with Gas then picking up Kakarot and then punching him so hard to the point Kakarot would be launched into the horizon. Back in the palace, Vegeta and Granola would barely be on their feet. Vegeta's knees would be getting heavy, with Granola spitting out blood, clutching his chest, as they would watch the villains circle them. Elec would tell the villains to wait, with Vegeta and Granola looking on confused until they looked towards the entrance of the palace, with Gas dragging a limp Kakarot. Gas would then throw Kakarot into the center, where Vegeta and Granola would be stunned. Elec would then say that they can heal Kakarot on one condition. Granola would grit his teeth, as Elec would say to be his minions once again, with Vegeta spitting blood on Elec, and Elec would wipe it off, saying, how uncivilized. Elec would say that he tried, so now they'll be his puppets. The villains would get ready to end the lives of the heroes, with Granola then communicating with Mirrors through telepathy. He would tell Mirrors that he's run out of time, and to have the patrolmen fall back. Mirrors would be confused, but would say that there are too many patrolmen, being overwhelmed, and that they would need a diversion. Granola would say that he will be the diversion, but they need to act fast. Mirrors would understand, as he would tell his patrolmen to fall back. Granola would then look towards the heaters, with him telling them that he has a counter-offer. Elec would poke up his head, and Granola would smirk, as he would say that they can all go to hell. Granola would then blast Vegeta and Kakarot out of the palace, and use his paralysis on them all. Vegeta would look back to see Granola powering up all his power, with Vegeta shouting towards him, asking what does he think he's doing. Granola would shout to Vegeta to get his brother away and get him to Manito. Vegeta would tell Granola to not be stupid, with Granola stating that this time is not stupidity, but responsibility. Elec would order the villains to get him out of there, with the villains beginning to move their body. Vegeta would shout that he doesn't understand, with Granola saying that when he wished away his brother's heart virus, Tarambo declined, so he wished to have his brother's burden bestowed upon himself. In exchange for Kakarot's life, Granola would take on the heart virus himself. Vegeta would look on confused, with Granola then shouting to let him do this. Let him finish this fight. Vegeta would grit his teeth, and then grab onto his space capsule and enter in coordinates for Galactic Patrol HQ. Granola would smirk as he would remark, "Finally, you all in one place. I'll end you all here and today." Gas would be yelling as he would be able to move, with Granola then bursting out his energy. Vegeta would look back towards the palace to see a large orange blast overtake the palace and spread for thousands of feet. The blast would be getting closer and closer, with a shockwave pushing the ship off course, with Vegeta and Kakarot being sent off course. Miris and patrolmen would return to the headquarters, with Miris being angered that he couldn't do more, but Jocko would calm him down. Miris would ask what happened with the villains, with Jocko reporting that they had been seen traveling outside the planet before the planet would meet its end. Miris would sigh of defeat, with him asking if there are any other bad news. Back in space, Vegeta and Kakarot would be rocketing through space as Vegeta looks through a window to see that they are crash landing onto a planet. The spacecraft would then crash down through many buildings and soon enough crash into the surface, creating a crater. Vegeta would step out first, looking around, with him seeing many small figures, but then he would collapse. Miris would enter Kakarot and Granola's room, where Manito would be, with Manito asking where are his boys. Miris would say that he doesn't know where Kakarot and Vegeta are, but Granola is dead. Miris would say that Granola sacrificed his body because this whole time he took Kakarot's heart virus instead. Manito would grit his teeth, wondering why Granola lied, with him asking what happened. Miris would say that the Heaters were still alive and took over the Frieza Force and have created the Frost Demons into mechanical slaves. Manito's worst nightmare has arrived. The Heaters are back, Frieza and Cold are stronger, and his boys are gone. What will they do now? Kakarot would blink his eyes repeatedly, with himself getting up from bed. He would look down towards his body, seeing that his stab wound has been healed, with himself getting up and rushing out, with him then seeing Vegeta. Kakarot would ask what happened. Where are they? Vegeta would explain that gas was too strong for them, and he almost killed Kakarot, but Granola made the ultimate sacrifice to save everyone. Kakarot would be angered, asking himself how he let this happen. Kakarot would ask why they haven't returned to the Galactic Patrol HQ, with Vegeta saying that their ship spun out of control and landed on this other planet. Planet Yardrat. In an open field, Granola would open his eyes and would look around to see a heavenly view. He would then look over his head to see a halo, and he would then smirk, saying he thought so. Granola would then get to his feet, looking around, with him then looking over to see two figures. Granola would then get on guard to see the two figures walk up. A short man would tell Granola that he must be confused on what's happening, but he assures him that he is not a threat. He would then introduce himself to be Shin, the Supreme Kai of the universe, and that he has heard a fair deal of him from a friend. And with that, we leave this story off for right now. Thank you all for watching this series from Monday all the way to today, and I'm sorry that I left you off with a cliffhanger, but I had to leave you off with something. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching these videos. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had taken a lot of time and a lot of dedication to put back giving to you guys, and to really get this channel up and going again. And I would really like to reach 1K. That's my goal for right now. But until then, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And a new video will be announced for this upcoming Saturday, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, later!